Hope it's visible to all of you. Welcome. We were discussing our example. Kerala government sells 1 lakh worth of lottery ticket to its main distributor, Martin Lottery Limited. Martin Lottery Limited receives 1 crore worth of lottery ticket and subsequently is going to sell the lottery ticket. Lottery ticket is a goods defined under the law. It's actionable claim, and again, moreover, be it even otherwise, it is generally considered as a goods by respective state act. Now, this lottery ticket, lottery distribution, which is going to happen through that person, the recipient, Martin Lottery Limited, would be liable to pay tax under reverse charge. Similarly, either central government, state government, or union territory, if they sell their used vehicle, seized or confiscated goods, old used goods, waste and scrap. Kindly understand, supplier of the service is going to be central government, state government, union territory. Recipient of the service is going to be any registered person. And the goods is going to be used vehicle, seized vehicle, waste and scrap, all this. In all these situations, the respective recipient is liable to pay tax under reverse charge. The point that we want to drive here is the recipient of these services. Let's take up a situation. 5 kg gold was confiscated by Commissioner of Customs, Chennai Airport. Chennai Airport, Commissioner of Customs. 5 kg gold was confiscated. When 5 kg gold was confiscated by Commissioner of Customs, after confiscation, certain processing and detaining the person, what they will do is, they'll sell that 5 kg gold in public auction. RS Limited, a company, applied for the e-auction purchase of this seized gold or confiscated. On the one end, supplier end, you have somebody called as Commissioner of Customs, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, above that Ministry of Finance, above that Government of India, or above that Central Government. On the other side, as a recipient, you have somebody called as RS Limited. The product is also a seized gold, confiscated gold. Goods itself, word used, one of the goods is gold. Now, in this situation, who has to pay tax? Is it your Commissioner of Customs Airport or RS Limited? All of us will agree on RS Limited is liable to pay tax. The whole idea is when goods being waste and scrap, seized goods, confiscated goods, old used goods, old vehicles, sold by government to a registered person. I don't want any of you to think, sir, if they sell to unregistered person, what will happen? Kindly understand. If you are an unregistered person, I will not qualify you in the tender itself. One of my qualification in the tender. The problem with some of us is we lack practical exposure. When you see my tender document, when you see my e-auction document, first criterion in my e-auction document is you have to be a registered person under GST. If RS Limited is not registered with GST, RS Limited cannot participate in the e-auction itself. So, the point that I want to drive home here is, in case if a company engages or a registered person engages in buying goods from the unit, then no doubt the respective person is liable to pay tax under this charge. Yeah. So that sums up our discussion relating to goods. Getting into a crucial discussion on the aspects of PSLC certificate. What do we mean by PSLC certificate, sir? It's a particular kind of certificate. We call it as a priority sector lending certificate. Just give a priority sector lending certificate, PSLC certificate, priority sector lending certificate. What do we mean by priority sector lending certificate? Every bank has to give so much loan for agriculture, so much loan for education, so much loan for MSME, so much loan for startups. Government has, I'll rephrase it. RBI has given instructions. Generally, commercial bank, private bank will not follow this instruction. State government banks, cooperative societies bank, state government owned cooperative society bank, central government owned cooperative society bank, they all will follow what? There will be a Tamil Nadu Cooperative Society Bank Limited, TNSC, Tamil Nadu Society Corporation or Cooperative Society, TNSC Bank Limited. In a TNSC Bank Limited, they will ensure every procedure is followed. Every procedure means every procedure is followed. TNSC Bank. In TNSC Bank, they ensure every procedure is followed. When they ensure every procedure is followed, uh, 1 minute. They give predominantly loan to agriculture. Predominantly loan is given to agricultural purposes. Now take a private bank, they may not give to agriculture at all, rare. But a bank which is meant for agricultural lending purposes, they'll give lot for agriculture purposes. At that time, one certificate, the bank who given more agricultural loan will give to the another person who has given less agricultural loan. Understand? Supplier of services, the person who has given more agricultural loan will give a certificate. Two, a recipient of service is going to be the person who has given less agricultural loan. One certificate he'll give and collect some money. That is called as PSLC certificate. Okay. Learn at this level. Anything you want to know beyond all this requires a very detailed explanation. Very detailed explanation. For the time being, understand. In India, there are priority sectors for which lending has to happen. If a bank has lended to all the priority sectors, no issues. In case a bank has not lended a priority sector, the bank can get a certificate from another bank who has lent more, not lent equal, lent more. If he has lent more, he can issue a certificate to another bank. When he issues a certificate, he'll collect some money and issue a certificate. Understand? Every certificate is an important activity. All certificates are verified. So it's a certificate. In this case, the recipient being registered person is liable to pay tax because the transaction will be mediated by RBI. In fact, the bank who receives the certificate will not know which bank has given, from which bank it has given. The bank issuing the certificate also does not know to which bank it goes. It is something like, I know you all will like this. You have to undergo a mandatory internship of, let's say, 3 years. But what institute says is, if your friend has did 4.5 years of internship, then your friend's 1.5 years excess can be used by you. But very interesting to note, for which you have to pay one money to RBI. Like RBI here, you have to pay one money to institute. The fellow who has did extra 1.5 years, no. To him, one money institute will pay. From him, that 1.5 years will be reduced. To you, that 1.5 years will be added. Sir, deal is good, sir. If you feel verbatim, that is what is happening here. One fellow has given more agricultural loan. One fellow has not at all given agricultural loan. From the fellow who has given more agricultural loan, one certificate kind of thing generated by RBI and given to whom he has given less. From the less fellow, money is collected by RBI. RBI keeps one portion, gives one portion to the person who has given more loan. For the person who has given more loan, he keeps quiet because he gets some money. For the person who has given less to agricultural loan, he keeps quiet because he has to comply with the law. Otherwise, his license will be cancelled. License to do banking business is cancelled. This is how the whole cycle operates. In any case, those are all on the priority sector lending sector. Now, that sums up your discussion relating to goods. Let me repeat, on the goods front. On the goods front, these are your entries. Just 5 different entries: cotton, BD leaf, cashew nut, followed by your silk yarn. Then it is going to be lottery ticket, followed by post lottery ticket, scrap, waste and scrap, used goods, motor vehicle, and so confiscated goods, seized or confiscated goods of government. Fifth is going to be priority sector lending sector. 5 goods, or even 5 blocks. Remember, in that way, I would not say 5 goods because the first heading had 4 goods. Remember, these are all the goods. If this goods comes, let's pay little more attention. Who is the supplier? Who is the recipient? Let's be careful. It was a confiscated goods. This is a question to all of you. I want all of you to answer in the chat box. It was a confiscated goods which was purchased by RS Limited, sold to TQ Limited. A confiscated goods purchased by RS Limited, sold to TQ Limited. Who is liable to pay tax? RS Limited, who got the goods on public auction, e-auction. RS Limited, who got the goods on e-auction. No hurry. Be very clear on the question. RS Limited, who got the goods on e-auction. RS Limited, who got the goods on e-auction, sold it to TQ Limited. Yes, your question is on your screen. RS Limited has got the goods, confiscated goods through e-auction, and then sells to TQ Limited. Who is liable to pay tax? Or in other words, RCM would be applicable, RCM would not be applicable. Quick. Initially, a few of you answered, it's wrong. Be very clear. Quick. Fast. See, maximum question itself is that's all possible. Beyond that, nothing is possible. Saubhagya, Harish, B, Sai, Deepak. Check your answer. Sushmita proceeded in different direction, went on in different direction. Prabhu, check your answer. Let me repeat it. Still now, till now also, a lot of you still thinking and going only by the goods. I time and again repeated. You should not only go by the goods. You should also consider who is the supplier, who is the recipient, and then only you have to take decisions. Come back here. Here, is this confiscated goods? Supplier is government or supplier is RS Limited? RS Limited to TQ Limited. It's a pakka out and out transaction of a normal in nature. Sir, confiscated goods, no. Come on. It's a confiscated goods. Till it's died, it will be called as confiscated goods. Smuggled gold, na, ninga the urukar verika, the smuggled gold da. Vikkum bodo smuggled gold purchased in e-auction da போட்டு விப்பீங்க. ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு அப்படிதானே வந்திருக்கு. Predominant of the wholesale jewelers are also getting this goods on e-auction. So they will import the gold. They will also say purchase of smuggled gold in e-auction. Then what they will do? Sometimes they will melt it and make it a bar. Sometimes that will not be workoutable. It is mathematically not workoutable. For that they will say, we will sell it as it is. Sale of smuggled gold. See, I am talking of legal jurisdiction. I am not talking of illegal jurisdiction. I am talking of legal jurisdiction. Smuggled gold confiscated by the customs department from that RS Limited has purchased. RS Limited is liable to pay tax under reverse charge. I completely agree with you. When RS Limited subsequently sells to TQ Limited, do you still think this reverse charge is applicable? Preferably people who told RS Limited. Kindly read through it. One minute. Sorry, 1 month. I went wrong. I confused with the name. RCM is not applicable. Whiteboard. Comfort that we have, there is on. RS Limited has purchased some goods through e-auction, okay, which are all confiscated goods. Subsequently, sold these goods. Sold these goods to TQ Limited. My first question, RCM is applicable or not applicable? Okay. If you say RCM is applicable or not applicable, the simultaneous answer would be 1 minute. Don't be in a hurry. 1 minute. Simultaneous answer will be who is liable to pay GST. Let me repeat. I don't want again any of you to think from the perspective of ultimately who? To government. Who is liable to pay GST to government? Now you answer. I'm sorry, I don't want a very detailed answer. Quick answer, just 2 point. RCM applicable, not applicable. Simultaneously, who is liable to pay to government? Ishwar, check your answer. Ishwar CK. Ishwar CK, check your answer. Ishwar P, check your answer. See, நீங்களாம் தான் வேற ரூட் எடுத்துட்டு வேற ரூட் போனனால மொத்தமா எனக்கு கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு. என்ன மன்னிச்சிருங்க. Duru, check your answer. That too. See, theory is correct. When it comes to who is liable to pay tax, there I find something. The next question and answer is wrong. Revised answer, Ishwar, okay. Whoever answered, all of you answered rightly. RCM is not applicable. RCM will come in a confiscated goods if the supplier is government. In our case, supplier is RS Limited. So RCM is not applicable. Zero end down. Then who is liable to pay tax? Very simple. Forward charge is applicable. RS Limited is liable to pay tax. True? Yes. Can we move forward? Yes. Any doubt? Yes, Karthik.
Sir, in this question, sir, we are trying to concentrate on the transaction between RS Limited and TQ Limited, sir.
Ama.
Yes, sir. Because I thought like purchase of confiscated goods by RS Limited will attract RCM. Because
ஒரு முடிஞ்ச transaction வச்சுக்கோங்க.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How RS, the idea of bringing that transaction is link it with the erstwhile question. Customs, Chennai Customs Court sold it to RS Limited. Then RS Limited sell it to TQ Limited. This is the trial of the transaction.
Yes, sir.
Because if it is going to be a descriptive question for 5 marks in our paper, you will be tested on both the grounds. From the public auction of the government, a registered person buys. The registered person who buys has subsequently sells. In both way, it will be discussed. That is why. Moving forward from this discussion, getting into your reverse charge for services. Like how we read goods, similarly we have a list of reverse charge for services. As far as services is concerned, the same way, remember the service, remember the supplier, remember the recipient. Let me repeat it. Sir, do I need to remember dena mattum service mattum nya vechine exam la poi ezhudha mudiyada sir? Service mattum nya vechine exam la poi ezhudradha anda adu pere undergraduation exam. I'm not discouraging something, understand. It's not a professional course. It's a professional course warrant lot of attention to detail. With due respects, I have also appeared for various academic exams. I have also appeared for professional exam. After me appearing all exams and writing all those papers, only everybody conferred us necessary degrees and qualification. My humble submission is, An academic exam is a different approach. Approach by itself is different. A professional exam approach by itself is different. In a professional exam, meticulous preparation warranted. No, sir. My friend read just all those last few question papers. He went and appeared. He cleared it immediately, sir. For him, his karma theory is good. சரியா சார் நான் படிச்சேன் சார் படிச்சதெல்லாம் வந்தது சார் I also know there are some exceptional people. For them, they did in all their earlier janma, all punyam. Okay. So, all are reaping now. All benefits are reaped now. When they go, they touch something, it becomes gold. Okay. You know how our karma theory operates. Okay. I am not qualifying anything. I'm just sharing how our karma theory operates. Sir, for me also, whatever I touch, it becomes gold, sir. Abdina, you are a different soul. You are not supposed to stay in this virtual room. Kindly understand. So, otherwise, all of us are all general souls. Make a point here very clear that it has to be addressed like this only. You have to remember the supplier. You have to remember the recipient. You have to remember the service. Tick, tick, tick. Then only RCM applicable. Else you will conclude only in one word. RCM not applicable. You will not conclude no GST. I don't want anybody to conclude like that. Again, at a entry level, we have this challenge. If RCM is not applicable, we all think no GST. No, RCM not applicable means under reverse charge, recipient is not liable to pay. Is it a supply? Yes. Is there is a consideration involved in it? Yes. Then, which means forward charge is applicable. Sir, can I understand in this way, sir? If RCM is not applicable, forward charge is applicable. Kindly understand. For which I will come up with one more differences, which I'll come a little while later when we discuss exempted services, not now. Sir, is this discussion would be comfortable to me? Yes, very clear. If you ask me, I would completely agree with you. If RCM is not applicable, understand it, forward charge is applicable. Let me repeat it. You should get 3 ticks. Supplier like this, recipient like this, service like this. Can we move forward? Having said all this, GTA services. First understand what do we mean by GTA. Services provided by a GTA. Supplier of service is a GTA. GTA means what, sir? Goods Transport Agency. Sir, Goods Transport Agency means any person who transport goods by road. Any person who transport goods by road and issues a consignment note. 2 conditions. He should transport goods by road. He should issue a consignment note. Sir, lorry. Understand. Lorry covered. But legal way of calling it is all your freight will get covered under this entry. All fleet owners who transport goods by road, not by rail, not by air, not by vessel, road, who transport goods by road and issues a consignment note called as GTA, Goods Transport Agency. In respect of services provided by a GTA who has not paid GST, at 6% of CGST, 6% of SGST in respect of transportation of goods by road. Supplier is going to be GTA. Service is going to be transportation of goods by road provided by a supplier who has not paid GST at the rate of 6%. Here understand GST at the rate of 6% means CGST 6%, SGST 6%. We are reading central government notification. So CGST will be 6, SGST will be 6. A supplier who has not paid GST at the rate of CGST 6%, SGST 6%, or IGST 12%. You can put in any way. In respect of transportation of goods by road, then the recipient of service is going to be a factory, recipient is a society, recipient is a cooperative society, recipient is a registered person, body corporate, company, partnership firm, AOP, casual taxable person. If recipient is going to fall in any of this list, then the respective recipient is liable to pay tax. Let me repeat the entry. Supplier will be any person providing GTA service. Service is going to be goods transport agency service in respect of transportation of goods by road by a person who has not paid GST at the rate of 6% CGST and 6% SGST or 12% IGST. Recipient is going to be factory, society, cooperative society, registered person, body corporate, partnership firm, AOP, casual taxes. Then the recipient is liable to pay tax under reverse charge. We'll have a goods transport agency service. Service provided by a supplier who transport goods by road and issue consignment note. GTA agency, the name of the company DRW Limited. DRW Limited is transporting goods for PQR and Co. A partnership firm. I'll go step by step. First question before you, DRW Limited, who is a service provider providing transportation of goods services. He also issues a consignment note. He provides services to PQR Limited. The question before you is, who has to pay GST? Now, as usual, who has to pay GST to government? Read the name. Names are important. PQR and Co, a partnership firm, or DRW Limited. Who has to pay GST? In other words, RCM applicable or not? Who has to pay GST? You can conclude in that way. GST to government. RCM applicable or not? Who has to pay GST? Ishwar CK, correct. Vishal, Sushmita, Sobhakya, all of you are right. Correct. See, develop a nice learning, participate in the discussion. I will discuss various combinations that would be sufficient at an exam level. After that, I am unable to understand in book it is clarity is not there, that is not there. I will give you an open bet what clarity you're going to get in the next 17 minutes in the same diagram. You will not get in any book. I can give you an open bet. Till today, no book is addressing at this level. That to final level, we will discuss the same topic for 28 minutes to 35 minutes based on the discussion goes. No book is there. I can give you an open bet. Okay. Yes. Quick. A lot of you are all answering. A lot of you are all right. So that's why I'm keeping quiet. Prabhakaran, check your answer. RCM is applicable. Let me repeat. RCM is applicable. And who has to pay tax? PQR has to pay tax. Let's make it simple, the whole discussion. RCM would be applicable. Under RCM, PQR will pay tax. Why? That is why we are mentioning near PQR RCM. Done? Yes. Let's take a alternate situation. This time, DRW provide services to Mr. R, a individual. Mr. R, an individual who is not in business, nothing of that sort. This time, now let me repeat. I have changed my question. In case of transaction with Mr. 1 minute. 1 minute, huh? 1 minute.